tying a knot. So you're holding with your right hand on the bead, left hand is holding the thread, wrap the thread around your hand, drop the beads through the space, so you've created a loop. Take your pliers through the back side of the loop, so you're going through the loop to grab right next to the bead, and only the tip of the pliers is on the thread. Release and pull the knot tight as you can go. You're really using a lot of tension, and then using tension with your left hand, press your fingernail into the knot as you release the pliers so that you get a nice tight knot. Threading the guru bead. So after you've finished your knots, you put on a guru bead. It has 3 holes, and you need to make sure that you're positioning it so that the biggest hole is on the bottom, the top has no hole, and the 2 sides have holes, smaller holes. The trick here is to bend the tip of your needle so that it can go through the hole, one of the side holes, and turn the corner to come out the bottom. It's not always easy. Sometimes you have to finagle it a little bit and pull it through, and it will curl your needle. You take it all the way down to the other bead. Take the needle off, thread the other end of your mala. Use a little spit to make your thread go into the needle. Go back to the guru bead. Go in through the other side. And out the bottom. Pull it through. Oh, and I did not get the bottom on the other one. So then just pass the other side again through the small bead. Make sure that you pull it nice and tight so that the knots are really right next to the guru bead. And then just tie a knot, just like we did on our wrist malas. You tie once, then switch so that you're tying a reef knot, also known as a surgeon's knot. You do it twice and then just 3 times, just for the lucky number 3. And there you have your guru bead. Next we'll do the tassel. For the tassel, you have your extra thread, and you'll wrap it around. For full malas, I like to do 4 fingers. If you're doing a wrist mala that has a tassel, I just do 3 fingers. And you just wrap it carefully and neatly. You try to line it up next to each other. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I usually try and go around 21 times. And then you go to your mala and tie your loop of thread onto the mala. And where your fingers are is where the knot goes. So you again tie 3 knots. 1, switch sides, 2, 3. 3 passes. Flip the tassel over and straighten the threads as much as possible. And I use 2 different colors of thread so you can see what's happening here, hopefully. That you're covering up that bottom knot and trying to kind of make the threads come around in a circle around. Then you have your long tail. You can take the needle off of it if it's still on. Take your long tail. You can cut off these other little pieces if they're getting in the way. And about, a half an inch, maybe not quite a half an inch down, maybe it's actually closer to a 1/4 inch, you start going around the tassel with your thread. After I do a couple, I usually flip it. No, is that right? No, I keep it this way. And keep going. And I usually go up around 8 times up. And then I go back down. And then back up. Oh, and I did not bring my needle down, but the last part is to take your embroidery needle and thread it through. So after you've threaded your embroidery needle onto your tail, you want to pull a little bit tighter so that it doesn't unravel. And just poke. I usually go in through the side where the knot was and just push the needle down through the center and pull it through. And sometimes if you made it too tight, it's a little hard to get, and you can use your pliers to help pull the needle through. And then just release. Looks good. Pull it tight. And then you can cut your tassel loops. And then finally, flatten out your thread and just trim it off. Nice and even and flat, and you can be as fussy as you want about trimming it. I usually give it a couple of passes to make sure all of the little pieces are really straight. Ta-da! You have your tassel and your full mala complete.